Hello farmers and welcome back to Pallegney on Farming Simulator 25. Just still waiting for Francine to finish planting our sorghum in this field. I logged in today and the inner half of the field was done where we left off last episode. And I was thinking, okay, the outer half of the field, probably 10, 15 minutes. I had a weeding contract I had to finish up. And since it's been about a week since I actually been on the map, I had to just kind of go around and refresh my memory of where things are, how we're doing, and look at other contracts that said, this job will be done. 45 minutes later, this is where we're at. Almost done. So really, it's been almost probably an hour to plant this field with this planter. I could see why the first time this planter came up for sale, I probably hemmed and hawed over it, but eventually I said, no, it's just way too small, not what we're looking for. And I passed up on it. And when it came up for sale again, I was like, maybe the game's trying to tell me something. And you know what? Maybe it's not that bad. And, for a 4-meter wide planter, what I paid for, it is not bad. But, yeah, it does take forever to plant a field of this size, like an hour to plant this field. The other field, what I did last episode, I think that took me about 25-30 minutes. I guess that does kind of add up. But either way, yeah, I sat here for a little while after I got done roaming around the map, see what I had left to do, watch Haley's comment go through a couple times. We're almost done. Also, I've been just kind of thinking about a few things about the series and where it's going. I've been kind of giving a thought about the goats and the goat cheese, and possibly that is bringing us in way too much money. I think for this season, I may let it run through, but we'll see how we stand in September when it comes time to sell the goat cheese again. And if it does seem like we're getting way too much, I could do a couple of things. I can get rid of the goats altogether. Maybe sell the goats and maybe just plop in sheep in there instead and just sell wool straight up. Or I could keep the goats and just sell goat milk and get rid of the dairy production. Or just get rid of the pen completely altogether and turn that grass field back into an arable field of some sort. I don't need that much grass, I don't think at this point. And speaking of grass, now with the patch 1.7, which is the first time I've been on the map, of course, since 1.7's come out, grass every 3 months now before we cut the grass, not every other month. So it's going to cut back the amount of times I got to do grass work, which is good and bad, and it all depends on how I want to look at it. Good because I don't have to do it as many times, but bad because I won't be getting as much silage per year to put through the BGA. So that's where we're at. But speaking of where we're at, we're just about done planting this field with sorghum. So we got 2 fields of sorghum to harvest this upcoming season. That will be in August, I do believe, and the sorghum will go down to the grain mill. We did buy the grain/oil mill down the road. So we'll be making a whole bunch of flour with it and sell the flour in January. So that'll be good. We still have $170,000 in the bank account, which means, I do have the possibility of buying something from the sale page if it comes up. And, we're kind of looking for a direct drill seeder or planter. Not another one, we don't want an additional one of these. But one that's definitely wider would definitely be nice. A harvester, of course, would be nice as well, but we'll have to wait and see what comes up. Or if anything comes up. But hooray, our sorghum is planted. No other contracts really I wanted to do this month, so just going to back this on into our shed over here. And we'll fast forward time a little bit, check the sale page before we go to bed, and get on to the month of May. I don't think our grass field is going to be quite ready. It'll be ready for harvest. But it'll be in the first harvest stage, not the last harvest stage. Yeah, looks like I got myself enough room to move tractors in and out of the shed without encroaching into our field. Drop that off there. Let me run around here and have a look at our grass field. But I'm guessing it's in the growing stage, right? Yes, definitely looks like it's in the growing stage. So next month will be the first harvest stage. And then, of course, the month after that will be the better harvest stage. All right, let me speed up time here. Whoa, not that fast. Did not know I could extend it that fast. A lot faster than I thought, but that's fine. Let's see. The Lacotech and the car. Some leftover things from the sales that were in there last time. Let's go ahead and slow down the time scale a little bit more. We're going to have some weeds in the field that we just planted, but the other field is not going to have weeds in it, which was kind of weird. I remember when I planted that field, it had spinach in it, and the spinach field had weeds growing in it, and all I did was direct drill it with our planter, and yeah, then we're not getting no weeds growing in that field, but we should have weeds growing in our field that we just planted. Which with our hoe is not going to take me that long to get rid of these weeds. Yep, so there is our sorghum. Yep, we got weeds. And it does need to be fertilized. No, it doesn't. It's 100% fertilized. Sorry. I was looking at the wrong number. I saw 75%. That's my yield bonus. This field is 90%, so that's all good. Sale page this morning. Well, they really want me to do some tree work, it looks like. They give me a logger and a tree planter. That is seed crops like wheat, barley, and canola, but that's not a direct drill. And well, it's not quite a trailer that I'm looking for. That's more for like forage wagon type material. And yeah, we're not really needing that. So let's grab our Deutz AgroStar and we'll get these weeds taken care of, and then we'll grab the milk from the goat pen and get that down to the dairy production. And then after I do this, I think, because I don't have to mow the grass, we'll have to see if there's any good contracts out there. But as we know, hoeing this field is not going to take me long at all. Alright, look at all those weeds just disappear like a fart in the wind. Quick and easy. Yeah, also with patch 1.7, I haven't tried it yet, but the repairs and repaint should be fixed, which I'm happy for this series, because I didn't want that to ruin the series by buying something used, repair and repaint for free, and then sell it for a huge profit. Yeah, I don't want to be ruining this series with this getting... In some ways, the money is not going to ruin the series completely, because it does come down to what is for sale in the used section, which I don't have any control over with that. So I mean, I could have like $10 million right now, but if nothing comes up for sale used that I'm looking for or need or want, well then the money doesn't really matter. Yeah, I also don't want to have so much money that every time something comes up I can just go ahead and buy it too. It is nice to actually work for what you're buying for the farm. At least I feel that way. I know some people just want all the money straight up and buy things up right from the beginning. That's fine. But the way I play Farming Simulator, I'd rather not. I'd rather go ahead and work for it. So I wonder how the yield in this field is going to be that the weeds are gone. It was 75%, but with now the weeds gone, it is 90%. I'm guessing after I harvest the fields this year, probably both of them are going to require lime. And yeah, the Bredel spreader has been for sale a couple times, but I keep passing up on it. But now that we're starting to get some fields and actually have some money, I may buy it if it comes up for sale again. But now that I'd probably say I'll buy it, you watch, it probably won't come up for sale again. Just past the goat pen, and I noticed we got 5 pallets of goat's milk out there, which is a little bit more than what we've been getting because we do have 50 more goats providing us milk. And I think next month will be when the last set of goats are fully mature. So that means all 179 goats that we have should be producing milk. Sure is a lot of weeds in a field. Now with patch 1.7 being out, I wonder how far off we are from precision farming making its way into the game. I think in a post months ago, they showed the roadmap for the year, and precision farming was in Q2 of the year 2025, which we are now in the year, Q2 of the year 2025. I also have noticed the train in the distance when it goes through does not seem to shudder along. It seems to go along nice and smoothly. I haven't used the train since Riverbend, and for me that's been a few months. So I don't know if the train's been completely fixed. I was told in the stream today on Riverview that someone tried using the train on Riverbend and the train still did not stop. So I'm not sure if it's fixed or not. I don't have a train on Riverview to use. We have the train here, but most of the stuff that we're selling is going to be sold at our little farmer's market, which is just up here on the right hand side. So other than getting the goat's milk into the dairy production, I have nothing else to do on the farm for the month. So either we'll look for a contract, and I'm really starting to get more picky on the contracts here. Always seems to be that way when your farm starts getting in some money in the bank account. So I'm looking for plowing contracts or hoeing contracts that pay like $10,000. That's what, you know, near 10,000, or of course definitely over 10,000. All right, weeds are all done. Let's have a look at the map just to be sure our two fields, arable fields, are looking good. Why does it not show the crop growing? Well, I see sorghum in the field and it says growing. But for some reason, it's not showing up here. Well, on this page, it does show we don't have any weeds. It's double fertilized, and we're all set there. But this page here, I'm not sure why it's not showing the fields of growing. All right. Oh, you know why? Because maybe, was that not selected? Okay, why was sorghum not selected here? I don't know why, but now sorghum's turned on, and now it's showing as the crops are growing. All right, then. Crisis diverted. I mean, it wasn't much of a crisis. We could see the crop was growing, but it would be nice to see on the PDA as well. I thought I was going to run into like some kind of a glitch there. Let's drop off the hoe, go get our, I keep saying our, I've had at least so long, I feel like it's mine, the trailer for transporting the milk, and get that into the dairy. Again, if something were to come up for sale, and I'm a little bit short on cash, I will sell the goat cheese, even though the price is terrible, because I'd rather get an item when it's in for sale when it's there. And last I checked, I had about $22,000 worth of goat cheese in storage. And also for now, I think the roads that are on the map that look like this, I'm not going to try to smooth them out and paint them because you can't really paint over where the tire tracks are. So I'll probably leave those as they are, but like painting elsewhere around the shed, I'll probably leave it, like I said, these roads here, but like around the shed, we'll paint. Yeah, I probably need to do something about landscaping around getting this goat's milk. So what do we have? 41.59 liters of goat's milk. And if I were to sell the cheese today, how are we looking on the cheese? Goat cheese. I got $35,000 worth of goat cheese. That's before the 20% bonus. The price is going down, but that price is going to go down all the way until like June. I'm going to say June. Goat cheese. Yes, the price is drops down to about $16.30. Gets as high as $19.20. So let's go ahead and fast forward time because, like I said, my fields are pretty much all set. Keep forgetting that I can apparently fast forward time quite fast now. So I advanced to the day quite a bit. So there's a hoeing contract that does pay rather well. That's almost $10,000. You said you would do it. But part of me wants to move on to another month. And I've already just did a hoeing job in the episode. So maybe we won't. In the sale page, well, an auto-loading log trailer would be good. But a lot of the trees on this map, that logging trailer would not help. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and we are going to go to bed. Let me just fast forward time a little bit more. Try to remember this getting update where I could time the speed a little bit faster. And all that milk we put in, cheese-wise now, we have $53,000 worth of cheese. Just like that. All right, let's go ahead. We'll get into the next month where our grass fields will be ready to be cut because they're at full height. So we will go ahead and do that. And first thing we'll do is check the sale page. Same stuff as before. But let's go get our goat's milk. And we'll put that in and yeah, we'll start cutting the grass. Get to see our sorghum fields looking all nice. And I should check because, you know, with the new patch, make sure that the goats are getting their meadow grass. Oh, and they're going through that meadow grass. They are going through it. I wonder if I should keep a couple bales on the side just in case. I guess if worse comes to worse, we can always sell some goats. I mean, I am kind of concerned about them bringing us in too much cash. So our baler is up here now, but the mowers are still down by the BGA. And I'll start where I always do. Let's see, I got tons of twine. We got tons of silage additive. So yeah, we are pretty much good to go. Get our AR for the mowers. Yeah, I was looking at sheds. I think I mentioned it in last episode or something like that. I mean, last time I recorded an episode here was like a week ago. I think it was probably last episode. I was talking about sheds. You know, I am aware of a lot of the sheds that the map maker does make. They're already on Mod Hub. So when we expand and need more sheds, I mean, the sheds on the map should already be active because they're part of the map itself. So I probably should go with those to begin with. I get myself a worker to follow me to make nice little grass bales. Turn down the cruise control to 9. That way I don't get too far out in front of our worker. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe these bales here, just for the time being, I won't wrap these on this cut. I'll keep them aside in case, because the grass is going to be working different than it was previously. So I'm not sure if the meadow grass is going to be enough for those goats. I think it will be. I think they'll be fine, but just to be on the safe side, I won't wrap these. And if I don't use them, then we'll just keep them there until this upcoming winter. Then I already have them. And then in the meantime, I can just keep wrapping all the other bales. Don't want to buy grass from the store because it gets rather expensive. Yeah, and someone did also mention I could buy grass from Omatana Seed Hut. But I'd rather not buy grass at all when it, you know, saying buying grass seems kind of weird. When grass is just like a crop that you can pretty much get mostly any time of the year. Yeah, it's actually been a while since I harvested grass in the second harvest stage. Took me a while to catch on in the early stage of Farming Simulator 25. That didn't matter if you cut the grass in this first or second harvest stage. You get the same amount. But now it does matter. And I just noticed in the weather forecast for today, we got ourselves a tornado not far off. So, what time is that going to be here? Because I got to be careful where my bales are going to be. Right around midday. So I'm going to need to be Johnny on the spot if a tornado spawns near the farm. I'm going to have to move the bales quickly because the tornado will pick them up and sweep them away. You'll never see them again. And if you're wondering what happens there, I actually did test it on Riverbend early on in 25. We had a tornado come around and I took I want to say it was probably a straw bale is what I used. And I brought it over to the tornado and it just, the bale actually just fully disappears. Don't think I really want to put down a shed yet for bales. I mean, they're not that expensive though. Like the one I used. Did I use that on Fresh Stocks? But the one I used on Riverbend Springs for sure. I don't think I used one on Fresh Stocks. Maybe I did. Oh yes, I did. Because I had the shed for the straw bales for the pigs. So maybe when I get these bales wrapped, and these bales not wrapped, I'll put them, we'll put down a shed, take up more of this grass field, because yeah, this grass field, like I said down here, this is where in the future, like our silo will go. Other things like that, our sheds will go up where the other shed is, taking up more of that sorghum field. And maybe the shed should go right to our left here, just right next to the BGA. It's a good place for it. Yeah, so these bales here, I'll just put into the shed as is. And that way I don't have to worry about the tornado taking them from us. And hopefully when I cut across through here... Actually, you know what? I got the road going up and around. I should stop cutting through down by the river. So we are going to just come up through here the way I should go. Because I do have a path going through now. And again, the reason why I'm going at 9 miles an hour is because the worker in the forage wagon, the working speed on that forage wagon is 10. Alright, and here we are. Alright, so I'm just going to turn on some tunes, and I'll see you on the backside, and then we'll start wrapping up bales, which, on a sad note, that was fixed as well, meaning no more bale launching with the bale wrapper. Which, on this map, doesn't matter because I wouldn't use it anyways, but still, sad to hear that apparently that's been fixed, but maybe we'll have to give it a shot just to see if it has been. Near the end, you always gotta play a little game of dodge bale. With so many bales on the field. I mean, we don't have any control where they get dropped off. And if everything is done right, I'll have our check on our bale counter in a minute. I'll check our stats page. But we should have made roughly about 48 bales again. Alright, so if we go into here, and then stats 46, but there's still bales on the baler. Can I turn off? Nope, not with the worker going. You gotta dismiss the worker. And there's 47 and 48. And there's a little bit of grass in there, and I'm going to keep that in there. There's no need to empty out a small bale like that. Alright, let's get this John Deere off the field. Oh, the baler did not pick up that little bit of grass there. Hopefully, I wonder if that's on my property or not. That could be a thing. I'm going to put the mowers in here, I think. We got the shed. Let's use it. Keep it down to BGA. You know, what's not a bad location. But I should utilize the sheds in there here. I'll get the baler and the AgroStar in just a minute, but let's grab our auto-loading trailer and we'll get these grass bales picked up. We'll buy ourselves, I hope I got that shed activated for the series. If not, I'll have to exit the game and grab it. I'm going to say I activated it. So these will just be the spare bales, as I mentioned earlier, for the goats in case that meadow grass can't keep up with the new patch. I'm not sure exactly how the grass, you know, it's going to be acting a little bit different than it did previously. So let's go into here, construction. I think it's just under sheds, I think. No, it's going to be a silo. Yes, bale and pallet storage. That's what we want. So it is 10 grand. I mean, it's not that expensive. And yes, we do want it to face this way. Maybe I should level out the ground here first. Yeah, let's level out the ground here. We'll get rid of the grass, but that's fine. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. And boop. Don't know why I added the boop, but I did. All right, let's go ahead and smooth this out here. Well, I don't want it to. Don't want it to give me a gap between the shed and air and the ground. We don't want that. I think I got a little bit. I think I did the same thing over again. I did. All right, I'll have to tidy that up later on. And unload on the left. Actually, if I just pull in. Let me do this again. I kind of forgot the drop-off point is actually inside the shed. But I'm not driving in there with an articulated trailer because we all know how well I drive those forward, let alone back up. Oh, alright, well I guess I can't just... Alright, so I can't do that either. Alright, I'm wondering, will this work in the future? So if I just were to sneak in here, that will work apparently. Yep, there we go. Our grass bales are now stacked up nicely. Alright, AgroStar. Put the baler away. We'll grab the bale wrapper. Now, like again, this will just ensure that our bales, with this tornado coming in a few hours in game time, that it will not be blown away. We don't need our fermenting bales to be blown away when they bring us in a good amount of money. unfold that. Let me grab some rolls. Guess 11's also going to put in there. So I'm not all the way through the 12th roll. So I do got a pallet of lime, some bale netting, and some plastic wrap piled up there. The other thing I might be concerned about, which I don't know if I remember what it said, but I hope it doesn't affect, a tornado does not affect pallets. So like our cheese won't get blown away, I hope. Is my automatic drop turned on? Now let's see if I can launch a bale. Said they fixed it. And I would say probably so, because that would have launched it right then and there. So, I mean, there's some fun out of it. Again, I think most of us did like that. But also, I don't think most of us would do on our own fields, because you could lose track of your own bales. But when doing a contract, that was definitely fun doing. Still will not forget the one on Riverbend. I had a couple on fresh stocks that did pretty good. The one on Riverbend, we were on one side of the river, and I launched one across the river. I went up and over the river. Made it to the other side. On fresh stocks, twice I got 2 of them stuck in a tree. So now all I need to do is wrap these up. As for contracts, I'm in the wrong page for contracts. This is the store. What do we got for contracts this month showing up? We do have a plowing contract, but I don't have a plow. The plow, every time I use that, I lease it. Now, I don't mind doing it, leasing it in like August, September, because all the fields are getting harvested, and multiple plowing contracts usually come up. We're only in June, so I'm guessing that plowing contract was probably for either a spinach field or a barley field. Now, if it was for the big field up here on the other side of the road, and it was paying a $20,000 for a plowing contract, I would definitely lease the plow for one contract. Yep, so now the grass field every 3 months. That means now I won't be cutting this grass again until, let's see, July, August. Not until September. But that little setup we got going with the John Deere AR, with the mowers, and then this following behind us with the baler, makes cutting this grass field a lot quicker. I just need a faster wrapper, which I know some faster wrappers are out there. I think Farmer G with his selectable bale pack, which needs an update after what patch 1.7 came out. I think one of his balers wrap pretty darn fast, or one of his wrappers do. But really, I would need it to be this wrapper right here, because this does all types of bales. So I'm going to go on, get these done in between episodes, and we'll start next episode off with a bang. Almost, because we'll pick up these silage bales first and put them into our new storage shed. And then the tornado should be here. Although I did have a tornado forecasted on Riverview, and I never saw it spawn. We checked, that's the one we do on the live streams. And yeah, either it spawned and it disappeared rather quickly, or there's always a chance that maybe, even though it's in the forecast, that you may not get a tornado. I'm not too sure. But do expect a twister. I would say 90% chance of a twister at the beginning of the next episode after we pick up these bales, which will not take me too long to get picked up and put away. And then before you know it, we might be into the month of July if I can't find any contracts. And if there are no contracts in July, well, then we'll move on to August to where our sorghum field will be ready for harvest. So I might be harvesting next episode, depending on how things go. Sorghum is in August. And currently we'll have to lease a harvester, a header, and a grain trailer. I'm surprised the grain trailer has not come up for sale in the mod hub. But of course I would like to have a grain trailer of at least 20,000 liter capacity. 20 to 40,000 is all I really need, I think. Yeah, I'll get the rest of these bales wrapped up in between episodes. And because this does take a little while to wrap up, I think it's like 30, let's see, we made, what, 48 bales, and I put how many grass bales away? Probably like 40 bales I gotta wrap. So it does take about another 20 or 30 minutes to do so. So anyways, if you made this far in the video, I appreciate you watching all the way through. If you want to help me out a little bit more, you can hit that thumbs up button. Does more than you know. Thumbs down button's there as well. You can hit that if you'd like to, leave a comment as to why, so I can make the videos better for you next time. And if you're new here, and I'm hoping you've already done this, you might want to think about hitting that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss out on more content like this. But that will wrap it up for today. Haha, because I'm doing bales. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in Pallegney. But until then, have a good one.